One country in Europe may be benefiting from Euro's slide. A slide in the euro could mean more business for Ireland and its exporters, and it's also providing a boost for the recovery. Lourda, Sexton explains.
Last year, Ireland was the fastest growing economy in the euro area, recording a GDP growth of 3.5%. For an export-driven economy like Ireland, a weak euro is a positive start to 2015, making Irish exports cheaper to non-euro markets like the United States and the UK.
We saw the return of the domestic economy because up until then we had a situation where growth had been export-led, and while that continues to be a help in terms of weaker euro and obviously the improvement that we've been seeing in the US and the UK, closer to home we saw a big revival in the domestic economy. Things like retail sales were extremely strong last year, led by sales of big ticket items. Car sales did exceptionally well in 2014, the highest for 6 years. We had very strong growth actually also in employment. The unemployment rate itself fell in every single month during 2014.
For the first 9 months of 2014, the value of Irish exports increased annually by 8% to €7.9 billion. The country's main export markets are the EU, where 40% of exports go, the United States seeing 22% and the UK 15%.
Exports are a huge driver of the Irish economy. Last year, exports of goods and services here were equivalent to 100% of GDP. Now, what will a weak euro mean for these exports moving forward in the first quarter of 2015?
I think that you need to be very cognizant of the fact that 40% of our exports go to Europe. Okay, and in itself, that's a very significant market for us. What's going to happen in Europe over the next couple of months? What is the ECB going to do over there? Are they going to bring in quantitative easing in that? So I think there's a very uncertain picture on Europe, which will have an effect on the euro-dollar exchange rate, which is great. So exports to the United States will continue to rocket, I think, during the year. So I think, yeah, first quarter good, but I think there's an awful lot of uncertainty, largely driven by what's happening in Europe.
With 75% of Irish exports going to Europe, the United States and the UK, exporters here want to minimise risk and increase exports to markets like China and Japan, markets that now collectively only make up 3% of Irish exports. The hope here is a weak euro may help change that. Lourda, Sexton, CCTV, Dublin.